10 News begins with breaking news.
We are on top of several breaking stories this midday, including President Trump's claim he was bugged. I'm Virginia Chong.
I'm Jason Martinez. Let's go right to 10 News anchor Melissa Messiha on the 10 News Live Center. These are bipartisan developments, Mel.
Yeah, they are, Jason. Republicans and Democratic leaders of the House Intelligence Committee agree there is no evidence supporting President Trump's claim the Obama administration wiretapped him last year. Now, this is one of the tweets here that the president sent saying that President Obama was tapping my phones in October just prior to the election. The House Intelligence Committee leaders say they are waiting for any evidence from the Justice Department, even willing to take steps to compel the department to comply.
I do think it's incumbent, if we get to March 20th and we have the testimony, I think we all expect from the director that there was no substance to the accusation that Barack Obama illegally wiretapped Trump Tower, that the president explained himself. I think this, you can't level an accusation of that type without either retracting it or explaining just why it was done.
And you just heard right there is a March 20th deadline for the Justice Department. So, Virginia, the story here is far from over.
Yeah, you're right about that. Thank you, Mel. Now to this breaking news. Russia being blamed for a cyber attack that affected at least 500 million Yahoo users. The U.S. Justice Department has charged 2 Russian intelligence officers and 2 hackers. This is the first case of its kind against Russian government officials. We'll let you know what happens with this. Meanwhile, 10 News has 2 other big stories happening within the last hour. The Federal Reserve just announced that it is raising interest rates by a 1/4 percentage point. The president, meanwhile, expected to roll back Obama-era emission standards. He will be speaking in Michigan very soon. We'll bring that to you live on 10 News Midday. And we also have some new developments today in the Marine Corps nude photo scandal. The Corps is cracking down on cyber behavior. Now, this crackdown comes amid accusations Marines secretly posted naked photos of female Marines and veterans online. The Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Neller, says troops may identify themselves with rank and unit, but when expressing personal opinions, they need to use a disclaimer, as in, these posts are my own and do not represent the Marine Corps. He says any Marines who make threatening, harassing, or discriminatory comments are subject to punishment under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. He adds that the Corps' website has resources for people to report anything inappropriate. Jason?
Happening now, the battle over legal marijuana heating up right before the current moratorium ends tomorrow. The County Board of Supervisors now trying to stop the commercialization of marijuana in unincorporated areas. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala just stepped out of that meeting. And Mimi, did the supervisors decide on this proposal yet?
Jason, not yet. I had to step out, but nearly 50 people signed up to speak publicly about the issue. Some are for it, some are against it. So the board is listening to each one of them individually right now, and then they will vote at the end. But what this ban would mean is no recreational marijuana shops and no medical marijuana shops in any of the unincorporated areas of San Diego. Now, I want to get you to some video. This is Rudy Reyes. He's just one of the people fighting this ban. He says he depends on medical marijuana, and this is what voters wanted when they chose to make it legal. Now, Reyes says he nearly died in the Cedar Fire more than a decade ago and uses marijuana to deal with the pain from his injuries. He thinks there should be new guidelines and regulations, but stopping all businesses is not the answer. In January, the board met to consider a package of new rules and whether to extend the current temporary ban, but instead an all-out ban in unincorporated areas, like we said, was proposed, and supervisors are going to vote on that ban in just a little bit. Reyes thinks there are better solutions.
We set up a method so that patients or individuals who would like to be involved in this industry can be involved. Right now, all they're going to do is close the doors to a bunch of people and ultimately cause more legal problems.
Now, there are a few shops that are currently operating legally in those unincorporated areas. So if this ban does pass, those shops will be able to stay open for 5 more years before they are forced to close down. And coming up in just about 30 minutes, we'll hear from some of the board members about why they are so against it. For now, reporting live, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. A car plowed into a stairway outside this home in Barrio Logan, trapping the people upstairs. All started when the car ran out of gas on the Coronado Bridge. CHP came out to help push the car, but it started rolling down the ramp out of control. The driver never braked. The car kept rolling until it smashed into the stairs of that apartment building. The people upstairs couldn't get down because the stairs was the only way they could get out. Firefighters did get them out safely and arrested the driver for DUI. A breaking news update now. An Uber passenger is recovering after he says his driver attacked him. Our 10 News Breaking News Tracker got exclusive video of the aftermath in Mount Hope this morning. That man there says he and his driver got into a fight and that the driver beat him up, then took off. You see the woman next to him, she flagged down help. 10 News will get you more details as soon as they're released.
Just in, San Diego Fire and Rescue disputing a claim that someone nearly drowned because of a new dispatch system. 10 News reporter Mary McKenzie is live with the Lifeguard Union's criticism that started this whole thing. Mary.
A near drowning of a toddler in Mission Bay Park on Sunday has lifeguards now at odds with the fire department. It goes back farther than just that one call, and fire officials wanted to address that today. So we are here at the ECDC, the dispatch center for the department, and officials just addressed those allegations against the department of disorganization and sloppy responses to water rescues. This coming from the Lifeguard Union Chief Stewart. Fundamentally, fire officials wanted to reassure the public that there's a unified and efficient response to all 911 calls. They played the 911 calls from that scary incident on Sunday. Take a listen.
Yeah, by that point by the lake, there is a lake, and there is a boy who's drowned in the lake.
Terrifying moments, as you can imagine, as a 2-year-old boy nearly drowned. Now, they wanted to stress that there was a quick and efficient response by both lifeguards and fire department to that particular call. One other issue were additional rescues that took place. We've seen many of them over the last handful of weeks during all of the rain that we have seen here in San Diego. So they have changed a small aspect of the way calls are dispatched, and that is what has brought this argument and this back and forth kind of to a head between fire department and lifeguard officials. For now, we are live at the ECDC. Mary McKenzie, 10 News.
Mary, thank you. In a developing story, witness went after a driver in a hit-and-run crash in Chula Vista. A black Nissan Altima ran a red light last night at 3rd and Palomar. It hit the side of a pickup truck. Then the Altima's driver got out of the car and ran, but a witness who saw it all started chasing him in her car.
I wasn't going to take him and grab him or anything, but I was going to be able to say, you know, this is where he went because this is wrong.
Well, she lost him because he ran into an apartment complex. The 2 people in the truck were taken to the hospital. We'll let you know if Chula Vista police find that driver. And new developments for the San Diego Unified School District's budget controversy. Last night, the school board approved a tentative budget that calls for layoffs. The board needs to trim $125 million from its $1.3 billion budget. About 1,000 educators got pink slips. The board still has to approve one more interim budget before a final approval in June.
And Jason, breaking news here in the 10 News Live Center. The Federal Reserve raised its key interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. This is the 3rd time the Fed has increased rates since the financial crisis, the 2nd time in just 3 months. Now, this move was widely expected after last week's strong jobs report. The rate hike is a sign the Fed is confident about the pace of growth in the economy. Jason, Virginia.
Thank you, Mel. Happening today, folks in Imperial Beach are drawing attention to another problem in their neighborhood on the heels of the sewage disaster. 10 News has been tracking response to that sewage spill in the Tijuana River. Well, now there's something new. A strange, murky liquid coming from Mexico started flowing last night. The water doesn't smell as bad as the sewage, but neighbors are still concerned.
Why does anybody not know what is in this water, where it's coming from?
10 News called the International Boundary Water Commission, the joint U.S.-Mexico agency that oversees the river. The woman we spoke to didn't know anything about that mystery liquid. It's sure to come up at tonight's Imperial Beach City Council meeting. Happening today, the head of Health and Human Services grilled on the Republican plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. HHS Secretary Tom Price will answer questions at a town hall meeting in New York today. Now, President Trump has promised health care for everyone, but a recent report from the Congressional Budget Office says the new plan would leave 14 million Americans without insurance over the next decade. happening right now. Don't be concerned if you see smoke around Pine Valley. CAL FIRE says it is one of several controlled burns they are doing in the next couple of weeks. CAL FIRE is burning 40 acres of vegetation just south of Pine Valley.